What's going on YouTube? This is Brian916. Thanks for tuning in. In this particular video, I'll be talking about can you be taught to be a skilled auto technician, and is being an auto tech for everyone. Reason for making this video is I got a 5 Series Beamer behind me, and it came in leaking fuel. So I know the owner of this vehicle. I've done work for him. In fact, I swapped the motor on that Beamer probably like maybe 2 years ago. And so he had a no start problem, and watched a couple YouTube videos and basically knew just enough to get himself in trouble. So obviously on these Beamers, you can access the fuel pump by just removing the seat, and it's right there. So he removed the seat, screwed off the retaining nut for the pump assembly, and pulled the old pump out, threw a new pump in there, put it all back together, filled his tank up, and it started leaking at the gas station, just pouring out everywhere. So it came in on a tow truck probably like 3 or 4 hours ago. And so me and Des went over, took a look at it, and so we tried to recreate the same scenario. So we poured some gas into the filler neck, and lo and behold, it started pouring out. So we pulled the back seat out, put a flashlight on there while Des poured gas in there, and fuel, you can obviously see it just pouring right out. So what did he do wrong? First of all, the gasket is way too big, and the nut was not, on straight and twisted. It was sort of cocked to the side a bit, and what seemed like an easy job to him, it seemed like it's an easy job, and it is fairly simple, but the small details is what he didn't know. That I would have known right away, and most of you guys out there, when you've seen it, would have known right away. This gasket is trash. You can't use this gasket. You gotta get another gasket, And so it reminded me of my wife's sister's husband, who did a Ford program and got a 2-year degree, an AA degree in automotive technology, and went to work for Ford. This guy changed oil for like I don't know, 2 or 3 years, and was never able to move up. And they finally moved him up to R&R Parts, and he, got bumped right back down to Lube Tech. And he doesn't do auto repair to this day. I think he, became a teacher or something. So auto repair, you sort of have to be made from a certain material to do auto repair professionally. It's not for everyone. I mean, even some of the skilled DIYers out there is probably made from the same material. And if they were to, start working at a shop and doing this every day repetitively, they'd probably become a pro after 5 years or so. So it's not something that you can just pick up and become good right away, or it's not something that you can just sort of read in a book and become proficient. You could be as smart as you want to be, but if you don't sort of have the knack for auto repair, I should say, you can never reach a certain level. So most highly skilled technicians are typically talented in this area, because I can tell you, I have an older brother who lives down in Los Angeles. I'm up here in Sacramento, and he turned his truck off one day, and he could hear a buzzing noise, and so he put the phone up to it, and I told him, well, there's something stuck on. Obviously, disconnect your negative cable, otherwise you won't be able to start your truck in the morning to go to work. So since it's late, just disconnect the negative, and in the morning just hook the negative back up. That way you can make it to work in the morning, and then deal with it. You can just keep doing that until you have time to deal with it. or take it to a shop. And I literally had to try to walk him through getting the negative cable off. He couldn't get his battery off. And sure enough, he texted me that next morning and was like, man, you were right, my battery's dead. So not everybody is mechanically inclined or talented in this sort of area. And it's pretty common that most technicians come from families where there are other techs in there. His father was a tech, his uncle was a tech, his brother's a tech. You know, it's my belief that it may be hereditary, or you may have developed that knack for a mechanical aptitude from a family member, or it just may be. So you could go to school and learn as much as you want, but you'd reach a certain level before you know, you max out. You never really reach that like pro status. So something as simple as that fuel pump job back there, this guy couldn't do. And he's a successful real estate guy with his, you know, his own real estate company. But he couldn't successfully get a fuel pump in. So, you know, I don't question his intelligence. So what is it? You know, it's his, you know, it's what I'm talking about. It's that mechanical aptitude. So let me take you over here and I'll show you what I mean really quick about this beam.
All right. So here we are. Open this back door up. Pump location I'm talking about. See, it's the style that you can access just by removing the back seat. So like I said, he's seen a video on YouTube. It was like, hey, I could pull my back seat out and do that. But why is it here at the shop
so for
now?
you new guys watching this, or you might be thinking about going to school for auto repair, you know, ask yourself how mechanically inclined are you. So you might want to ask yourself these questions because, you know, like I said before, I'll say it again, auto repair is not for everyone. The guys that's been doing this for a long time, you know, much like me, have seen a lot of people come and go in this industry because they reach a certain level and they sort of can't get past that level, that skill level, because it just takes a certain type of person to do this job. And it's something that you have to stick with. It takes a long time to become, you know, very skilled. I wanted to do this video real quick because I've seen this happen so many times where, you know, someone thinks what we do, it couldn't be that hard. You know, if Brian could do it, I can do it. It can't be that hard. You know, I get that a lot, but I'm not you, and you're not me. You know what I mean? So you really need to have a skill, or you really ought to have like a talent towards doing this, or, you know, some type of mechanical aptitude. You know, it's not for everyone. So one thing that I noticed too, a lot of guys who don't do well in this industry, where they reach a certain point and they can't get no further, sometimes it could be employment, they're in the wrong employment situation, or they just don't have the stick-to-itiveness that it takes. But I've noticed those guys, when they leave auto repair, they always have something negative to say, and they won't talk down about the industry, and they always say, I'm so glad that I got out of it. And, you know, I'm so glad that I got into it. You know, auto repair, if you're made from the right stuff, is a very, it can be very lucrative. It's very satisfying. You meet a lot of people. You end up, you know, befriending people. You save the day for people. You know, people really respect you when, you know, if they having a problem and you're able to address it and take care of it. You know, the people, they really appreciate that, you know, and there's a measure of respect that you get. So anyway, this is Brian 916. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking and subscribing. I'll see you on the next one.